Okay, our next presentation is squaring chains 1 through 10. Right before this, we have presented the 100 board to the children, and that lesson was to reinforce the sequence of numerals 1 through 100. This lesson will introduce them to the concept of squaring numbers. We will be using the short chains from the bead cabinet. Usually we start with either 3, 4, or 5. And after we are done with the presentation, the children will go through the rest of the bead cabinet on their own. Today we will start with the 4 chain. Bear in mind that the children are very familiar with the chains since they've done quite a bit of work with this material in primary, in early childhood. Good morning, children. The last thing that we studied was the 100 board. As you remember, that helped us to solidify our counting from 1 to 100. So today we're going to look at different kinds of numbers. They're called square numbers. And in order to do this, we're going to use our bead cabinet short chains. And we're going to start today with the 4 chain. So, if I would like to simply count the beads, I have, let's start from here, I have 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, and if I were to count every one of these intervals, I would get 4. So there's 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, and 4 here. So my next row of 4s would be 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My next row of 4s would get me to 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And my last 4s will get me to 16. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I would like to show you something that I can do here. I have made a 4 by 4 square. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. And here we have, again, from the bead cabinet, a 4 square. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I place the real square on top of my mock square, on top of my chain folded up, you see that they are exactly the same. I'm going to stretch this out again. And I would like to show you a different way of writing these numbers. A very special way of writing these numbers. I also want to point out here that I had written the label, the title label ahead of time. Please beware that in lower elementary, all labels should be written at the time in front of the children. The children's job during their lower elementary years is to learn to write and to read. And every lesson is an opportunity to model writing for the children. Okay. So, as we said, this is 4. If I want to write the square number of 4, in other words, 4 squared, well, I know that it's 4 taken 4 times, right? 4 taken once, 4 taken twice, 4 taken 3 times, 4 taken 4 times, or 4 taken once, 4 taken 2, 4 taken 3 times, 4 taken 4 times. And of course, that is equal to 16. 4 times 4 equals 16, which we see right here. Let me replace these labels so that they're a little clearer. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a new way to write 4 times 4, and that is we can write 4 squared. 4 squared. 4 squared, in other words, 4 with a little 2 at the top, is a new way to write this number, 4 squared. And of course, 4 squared equals 16, or it equals 4 times 4. As a follow-up, I would like you, with a partner, to go through all the chains, starting with the 2 chain, all the way through the 10 short chain, and do the same layout. Please copy it into your notebook and give me the notation that you would use to write the square numbers. I would like you to do the 1 chain at the end. Do the 1 chain at the end, and when you are finished, come and see me. I'll check your work and we'll talk about the very special number 1.